Morning guys, welcome back to the farm. I want to talk to you a little bit today about a pretty big mistake that I think I made with our guard geese, and I'm going to have to explain the whole story to you. I'll get all the animals going and then I'll tell you really what I'm facing and what's going on with these Emden guard geese, okay? You guys want to come out today? Who's coming out? Dexter! There you are, buddy. Where's Maggie? Maggie! There you are. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Where's Fozzie? Fozzie's not coming out? Hey, buddy. How are you? You okay? You gonna have a good day and catch some mice for me? Hey, buddy. How are you? You okay, Dex? You see, earlier in the spring, we collected a bunch of the goose eggs and we stuck them in the incubator. How you doing, fellas? You're still stuck in the shell, buddy. Okay, I gotcha. You okay? And we actually got a bunch of goslings to hatch out, and it was quite an easy process. We were very happy with how things were going. Some of these goslings we raised individually. Some of them we raised with young ducklings and young chicks so that they would believe that they're part of the family, part of the flock, so to speak, like almost like their siblings. Everything was relatively good. You know, geese are never really that friendly, but they're just living their life and we were feeding them, and I got to the point where we had 5 of them that we weren't going to do anything with. I didn't want to keep them. You know, it's just more mouths to feed. So I ended up selling 5 of them, and, you know, they went on their way. They went to a good home, and I kept these 2 geese in the security goose booth to be the guards for our chickens when they're free ranging in the chicken yard. No! My darling picked up some melons for the pigs, so they're gonna enjoy a nice treat. Billy! Billy! You coming out? Here, I got a present for you. You guys want some too? Okay? Let's see if we can get the ducks out into the orchard today. You hear how loud the ducks are? That means they really want to come out today. I'm coming, ducks. I'm coming. Okay, let's go, ducks. Let's go. I'll tell you about this. This is the goose caboose. I built this last year, and it houses 4 Emden geese. I'll let them out in a minute. And these Emden geese are doing an amazing job guarding the ducks while they free range in the mini orchard. They're not terribly nasty. Sometimes they can be nice with me. We've never lost any duck to any predator while we've had these geese because nobody messes with a goose. I've been working on this system with the guard geese for a couple years now. Because I had a little bit of success with these guard geese watching over the ducks in the orchard, I thought it would be cool if I could also train some guard geese to watch over the chickens in the chicken yard. Olive, let's go. Olive, come. Good girl. You know, these geese, these guard geese, there's 4 of them, and there's 2 ganders and 2 geese. So 2 boys, 2 girls. Like I said, they live in the goose caboose. And honestly, they become aggressive when it's breeding season, you know, like next February, March, when the breeding season starts up. They're aggressive, and they're just protective of their eggs, of course. But I hatched those guys, and I was handling them, and I was befriending them, and they were following me around the farm, and I think they bonded with me, and I think, you know, they just became friends. I basically tried to accomplish the same thing in the chicken yard with these geese. There's 2 geese in here, and I'll explain in a minute. Let me just get Rhode Island red chickens out today into the chicken yard and let them get some fresh air and exercise and whatnot. Okay. Last summer I basically fenced in this entire area right here all around the Chateau du Palais, and the intention was that this whole area would become the chicken yard. And while we do have a rooster as part of each flock, I still felt that it might be a good idea to have some guard geese around here. Most of the time the rooster will defend his flock, you know, but a rooster's only so big, they don't really make too much noise. And I mean, yes, they can be super defensive, but nothing like a goose. And really, what I'm worried about are the aerial predation. We do have hawks. So I built that security goose booth, and the entrance is right there. And I can have them exit into the chicken yard from right there, and they're free to hang around with the chickens. That's the idea. So the main trouble with these 2 potential guard geese right here, they are the most aggressive geese I've ever had to deal with here at the farm. Nothing near like the other geese that are up in the orchard. These guys are just nasty. They attack every single time, and I don't know. I don't even think that I like dealing with them when they're in this kind of condition. Now, over the course of these 2 geese growing up, I've tried everything to show them who's boss, you know, like I'll grab them by the neck, I'll just shove them aside. I've used a snow shovel as a shield. And, you know, I've come to the conclusion that these guys have no fear of me, and it doesn't matter what I do. And there's many examples of this in my day-to-day life in dealing with these geese. Now, we have these 3 drakes. These are going to be meat duck drakes because I don't want any more drakes in with our duck flock. The geese don't hurt these drakes. They, you know, live with them in the security booth. I've never witnessed the geese doing anything to the chickens that are out here. So, I mean, I don't think that's part of the problem. Now let me get into what I believe is my huge mistake. Like I said earlier in the video, we had 5 other geese plus these 2. So we hatched out 7 geese altogether. I intended to keep 2, a male and a female, in this security booth, and they would act as our guard geese and grow up nicely, and all will be well. But here's the thing. I think both of these guys are boys. Yes, I think they're both ganders, and that may be a reason why they're super aggressive. I've seen them fighting before with each other, but I mean, I have no experience of having just ganders. Maybe that's the reason why they're just acting super aggressive. Too much testosterone, you know what I'm saying? And maybe because they're both ganders, that's really what's causing all this problem. Very difficult for me to distinguish the boys from the girls with these Emden geese from such a young age. I don't know, I'm looking at them now, and they both have long necks, and they both have upright undercarriages, and they're both loud and obnoxious and aggressive. That's mainly why I think these two guys are boys. And that's a huge mistake because I sold 5. And one of those would have been a female, for sure. Out of 5, there has to be a female there. They can't be all ganders, plus these 2 ganders. So now I'm kicking myself in the butt that I made a mistake on that. So I sold those guys, and one of them would have been a female, and now I'm left with these 2 guys. I thought one of these was a female. The way they looked, they were a little bit smaller, a little bit quieter. Now I'm like, I screwed that up. But live and learn. I mean, I'm not going to dwell on it. You live and learn. And I don't know anything about geese and whatnot. I've just been working with these geese for the past 2 years. See, I'm standing here. They're not doing me too bad right now. They're not happy that I'm here. I'm waiting for them to attack me. See, I thought that one was a female and that one was a male. I don't know. I'm getting wet from the ducks. That's what I get for standing here. Always a fun time at the farm, even when I'm making big mistakes, you know? The trouble in dealing with an aggressive bird like that is that it's more of an annoyance, you know? It's not like the bird hurts me. I mean, there's a little pinch if they get you. It's not like they can kill me or something. The challenge is that it's an annoyance. It's, you know, if my darling is ever coming here to do any work on the farm, she has to deal with those kind of birds too. So I don't know what to do. I'm aware now that I've made this huge mistake, and I guess a couple of solutions would be to cook them. One of them could be our Christmas dinner goose this year, so that's something. And I already built the security booth for them, so if I get rid of these 2 geese and try again next year and maybe make those geese like me a little more, I can put them in the goose booth. I'm worried about keeping these guys long term and what the effects are going to be, and I definitely don't want 2 ganders together anyways. I guess I was so busy this summer. We hatched them out, and I didn't spend near enough time with the geese, you know, to bond with them and make us friends, you know. And I mean, in hindsight now, because I want to keep these guys for guard geese, if you were just raising geese for meat, you wouldn't worry about that kind of stuff. But because I'm looking for these geese to watch out over the flock, I don't need them to watch out over me. I'm not a predator, and it's a little bit of a hassle. And I dread every time going in there because it's just an annoyance. I'm like, man, I gotta go deal with those 2 geese again? My advice, if anybody is ever in this situation where they're gonna be hatching out geese that they wanna keep on their farm for a long period of time, is to make sure that you spend time with them while they're young to avoid such aggression, you know? And that's my message for today. Now, if you want to take a look at a video I did a couple years ago now, where the geese are literally being nice and following me around the farm, it's something else to see them so different from these 2 nasty fellas.